Hey YouTube, what's going on? This is Ryan with Tool Talk, and I figure I got something coming up where I'm going to be installing a tile floor on a 45-degree angle, and I didn't know if you I was going to show you how to lay out for 45-degree angles in case you didn't know. So, to give you an example, this is the dimensions of a room. Okay, you got 18 foot, okay, this way. So length times width, basically 18 foot, and then it's 12 foot this way. Okay, and if you want to get the area in tile language, square footage of the whole room, you would have to do the length times the width. Okay, so it'd be 18 times 12, which comes to 216 square foot. And then I put a slash in this mark. If you ever see the mark sometimes, a lot of tile stores, contractors use that mark, meaning square foot. Sorry about that, excuse me. Okay, so now here's one thing you have to remember, a general rule of thumb, okay? You technically have 216 square foot. That's the area, the square footage of this floor. Normally, if you were laying the tile on a straight grid pattern, just how it normally usually is, you would have to add 10% more on top of that for cuts and waste and stuff like that because it just happens when you lay it out. So, but if you're going on a 45, I usually add 15% more, which would be, and then I did the 216 square feet times 0.15 for 15% equals 32.4 more square feet. Okay, so you would take that 32.4, add it on top of the 216, and that gives you 248.4 square foot. So you could be safe enough to round it to 250. I'm just being real technical here. So, sorry. I divided it by 15 because a lot of times, a lot of common tile boxes come in 15 square foot per box. So this is the crucial part where you have to make sure whatever tile you pick, you have to find out how many square foot per carton or per box that it comes in. So this one particularly comes in 15 square foot per box. Okay, so I divided the 248.4, which included that extra 15%, divided by 15 square foot, just divided by 15, which represents one box of tile, 15. And that means I would need 16.56 boxes of tile. So if when I'm ordering this, it would be safe to say you just need 17. When you're ready to order, you order 17 cartons of tile. Okay? And that is how you figure out how much you need. Now, here comes the, for all you math lovers out there. Hold on one second, please. Okay, so your floor is empty, the backer board's down. We'll do backer board another time. I'm just talking about how to install the tile on a 45-degree angle right now. You guys strike two lines going center of the room each way. So obviously, if this is 12 foot here, okay, you would find center, and then you would find center of this distance. Now remember, not all rooms are perfectly square. So this could be 12 foot and a half. So make sure you take an accurate measurement. Then you get a chalk line. Okay. Wherever you put your mark to mark center, professionals do this thing like this. They go like that. Okay, that's called a crow's foot. And this way you always go by the point on a crow's foot. So there would be like a crow's foot here, okay, and then one down here, like that. right? And then you would have someone hold, you would tap a nail into the floor. The one of the chalk line would hang on to it if you were by yourself, or just have somebody hold on to it and pull the chalk line down to where you got your center mark here. Don't, when you're pulling it, walk this way, walk down here and hold it so it doesn't hit the ground yet. And then tell your partner, you say, okay, hold on tight, because you want to pull that line very tight. And once you pull it very tight, you kneel down, pull it very tight, then touch it so that line goes right on the tip of that crow's foot. And then you snap the line, always 2 times. And then you'll have a line going this way, okay? You basically want to do the same thing the opposite way, okay? I'm so sorry. I was working around a lot of dust today. So now you've snapped 2 center lines, this way and this way. Now, before you go any further, you want to make sure that your lines are square, meaning that, let me see, like if they weren't square, like something like this, that's a little drastic, but that's not square. You want to make sure that this right here, when I mean square, that all these corners are a perfect 90-degree angle, okay? How you do that is something called the 3, 4, 5 method, okay? From this intersection point right here, you measure out either this way, that way. It really doesn't matter which way. Say you go up. From this intersection, you're going to measure up 3 feet and put a mark on the chalk line, okay? And you come back to here. Then you want to measure whichever way you want on the opposite line, because that 3-foot measurement represents the 3 right there for the 3, 4, 5. So your next number is 4. So you have somebody hold that tape right on where those lines intersect, and then you make a 4-foot line right here. Okay, and that represents the 4. Now, you have somebody hold the tape where these lines intersect and measure down to this line. Okay? And if your measurement is exactly 5 foot, your lines are square, you're good to go. Otherwise, you got to make adjustments. Always check for square. Otherwise, it'll never work out the way you want it to. Now, here's how you get your lines for a diagonal, okay? It depends how much room you got here. And all right, so let's see. The length of this room is 18 foot. So that means we have 9 foot here. So what I would do is I would probably measure out about 7 foot from this intersection. Come out here to 7 foot. Okay, you want to, whatever measurement you use there, you want to keep it the same. You're basically just trying to use the longest measurement you can to get you as far as you can. Okay, that's all. And then up, you see I contradicted ourselves. We can't do 7 foot because it's only 6 foot this way. All right, so you know what? We'll go 4 foot. I apologize about that if I'm confusing you. You have to use a number that will fit within both directions. So from the intersection here, measure out 4 foot, okay? Say that's 4 foot. From here up, okay, say that's 4 foot, right? Keep it the same. Okay, now, here's where it gets a little kind of tricky. So from this intersection here, you measured 4 foot up, 4 foot over. Now from this mark, you want to measure 4 foot up, Okay? And then from this line, you want to measure 4 foot over that way. Okay? Basically, look at this as 4 quadrants. Like that. Okay? So you got to mark here. Now, measure 4 foot out here. Okay? You already have your 4 foot mark up there. So measure 4 foot over here. Okay? And then measure 4 foot up here. Okay? And you got that quadrant done. So you want, one in every corner. So you come back here, measure 4 foot down here. Okay, and then you measure 4 foot over this way. And then measure 4 foot down this way. All right, we got another one. And then you already have your 4 foot marks here. So measure 4 foot down. And then measure 4 foot across. You got to do the measurement where they're going to meet. Okay, now, here's the cool part, okay? You have somebody hold the chalk line right here, right where your cross lines intersect, where you measured your 4 foot to your 4 foot, okay? And then you stretch the line across, and you hold it tight, and you lay it across the middle of this one, and you snap the line, and it'll be like this. Okay. Now you got lines going like that. All right. And then you basically want to do it the other way, and you snap a line like that. Okay. So now, and these lines, when you snap them, okay, your 4 foot here to this quadrant, they should cross through dead center of this intersection if your lines are truly square. That's why you want to check for square with the 3, 4, 5 method, okay? Now, from this point, you could start setting tile, but it gets a little more complex after that. I measure every couple rows of tile, including the grout joint, and then I'll measure, how far over 2 tiles would take me, 2 tiles would take me. Then I would strike another line like that, and then see how you got that diamond shape there? Right there, you could start setting your first tile on point right there. And then you just keep running with your lines and keep measuring over a couple tiles, striking a line. And that's basically it. Now, the only pain in the butt about this is when you do 45, it looks beautiful, but when you get to these walls or the edges, you're going to have literally twice as many cuts than as if you were to install it normal grid pattern. So that's why usually when a contractor, they'll give you a price per square foot. They got to know everything. If you tell them you want it in a 45-degree angle, usually it's $1.50 to $2 a square foot more because it is a lot of more cutting. But it's classy. It's beautiful. Oh, sorry. Dropped you guys. It's classy. It's beautiful. And it makes your homes look good. So if this confuses you anyway, I'm sorry. If you want to take a picture of this, if you want me to write a list and itemize it for you, please let me know in the comments and give me a like. Whatever you guys want to know, I'll let you know. And this is for a 45-degree layout for tile. Okay? All right. I hope that helps, guys. Have a great night, and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.